Welcome to the Just Ask podcast, exploring the secrets to a healthier, happier, and more connected marriage. I'm Becky Bridgham.
And I'm Jim Bridgham.
And we're your hosts on this journey.
Whether you're navigating the joys and challenges of married life, raising a family, or striving for better health and fitness, you've come to the right place. We're here to provide you with the guidance, insights, and tips you need to create a thriving partnership.
But what makes our podcast unique? Well, we're not just here to share our own experiences, we're here to answer your burning questions. Each week, we'll dive into the topics that matter most to you.
So remember, Just Ask isn't just a name, it's also an invitation. We want to hear from you. If you've got a question about relationships, family dynamics, or how to stay fit together as a couple, don't hesitate to reach out. Drop us a line through the website or social media, and we might even feature your question in an upcoming episode.
And to make sure you never miss an episode, be sure to subscribe. We'll be coming to you every week, and trust us, you won't want to miss a single episode.
So we'll dive in. Grab your favorite beverage, cozy up, and let's look into the wonderful world of marriage, family, and fitness, and we'll do it together. You've got questions, we've got answers. This is Just Ask, the podcast for couples seeking happiness, health, and harmony. Let's go.
Welcome to the Just Ask podcast. We're so excited to be chatting with you today, and our topic today is building a toolkit for your health as a couple. There are tons of resources out there to the point where it can be overwhelming, not even knowing where to start with workouts or meal plans or meditation apps. And so we're here to share our favorite resources with you. These are things that we've used for years. They've worked for us as a couple and individually. And so we're excited to just dive in. So the first thing we're going to talk about is fitness. So getting healthy and staying healthy, we have to be moving our body. And again, sometimes that can be overwhelming, especially when you're trying to find workouts or plans or information individually and as a couple. So one of our favorite books we're going to start with, Jim, you start with yours and I'll share the lady version.
Yeah, sure. So I love Michael Matthews. His books tend to be number one in fitness on Amazon. The male version is bigger, leaner, stronger. The female
is thinner, leaner, or leaner, faster, stronger.
Yeah. So anyway, the author is Michael Matthews. Yellow is male, purple is female. And it's probably the best fitness book on the market by far, at least in our opinion. If you really want to develop some muscle mass, get strong if you're a male, or some muscle mass and get lean as a female, this is the way to do it. It's so much simpler than you'd find in like Women's Health, Men's Health, or any of those magazines. And it provides the science behind the recommendations. I've been using his plan for a long time and have had great success.
So a couple other ones that we've read over the years are For Our Body by Tim Ferriss. That's a great one. Forever Strong, Dr. Gabrielle Lyon. They're just, the more data you can get in this area, the more tools in your toolbox you're going to have. So there's also plenty of apps as far as finding workouts. So you can go on YouTube, you can go on Pinterest. Jim and I both personally use the First Form app. So First Form, it's a supplement and nutrition company out of St. Louis. I actually work for the company. So this is not a plug for me, but we both use this and have seen tremendous results. So there's food tracking pieces, but there's also multiple workouts within the app that you get included in your fee. And there's at home, there's at the gym, there's CrossFit, there's marathon training. So you can really find whatever's going to fit you and your goal within that app.
Yeah, no, I just use the app for primarily just for food tracking because I think it's really good in the accountability piece. But what I really do for my workouts is I just use Microsoft Excel, and you can download Excel. I assume most people have a Microsoft account, like they scam us all into the $50 a year to keep Word and Excel and all those things. And so I've been tracking in Microsoft Excel for well over 10, maybe 15 years. And all I do is create a new column every morning and I adjust my workouts, again, keeping everything in Excel. And that way it gives me the opportunity to go back and see, am I making improvements? Am I not? And it's really easy. It's simple. It's Excel. Now, if you don't want to use Excel, you can always use Google Sheets and do the exact same thing. It doesn't really matter. But for me, I like that I don't need a notebook. I just can open my phone or my iPad and computer and everything syncs, and I can kind of look at it at whatever I'm going to do in a day. So I just have my phone open. You probably have your phone at the gym anyway, so might as well plug it in while you're going.
And one of the things with all of these resources, whether it's the books or the apps or Excel, is having the data to really emphasize and look at what you're actually doing. So sometimes you will hear, well, I've tried everything. Well, tell me exactly what you've tried. How many days a week are you working out? How many days are you doing cardio? Are you doing resistance training? There's a lot of data that can help you get to your goals individually as a couple, and utilizing some of these resources can help you see what you're actually doing to see how you can improve your progress. So the second piece of that is food, right? Nutrition and movement are the two biggest pieces when we're trying to get healthy. And again, it can be very overwhelming. There's tons of recipes out online. How do you know what's healthy? How do you know what's not? So one of the things that I would recommend, again, is tracking your food. It's the data to know exactly what you're putting in your mouth. Sometimes we think we're eating healthy because, well, I had a banana today or I had a grilled chicken salad, but quite honestly, we might not be eating enough. We might be eating too much. We just might not be eating the right combination of macronutrients to get us to our goal. So when you track your macros, which is basically just putting the food that you eat into an app, which again, we both use the First Form app. You can use MyFitnessPal. The one nice thing about First Form is you get an actual coach that reviews your food. So you really can't hide. And you can also get individual feedback on how do I get to my goals? Here's what I ate. How can I get there? And so that's why we would definitely recommend that one. But again, knowing what foods to eat. Primarily, you want to focus on the calories you're eating and the amount of protein. So the calories you eat are going to determine what size you are. So if you have a couple pounds to lose, you need to be in a calorie deficit to get those pounds off. However, the protein that you eat, so people will go on these starvation diets where you buy granola bars for $400 and you eat one salad a night and they lose weight. But the problem is they have a very hard time keeping the weight off because they lose massive amounts of muscle. So to make sure that as you're losing weight, you're keeping your muscle, you have to prioritize protein. So one of the things that's a simple, easy math is you want to be having 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal weight. So if you're a male and your goal weight is 200 pounds, you want to be having 200 grams of protein. You're a female, your goal is 140 grams of protein. Most people, without paying attention, are not getting that amount of protein. So how do you do that? One, tracking your food so you can see exactly how much you're getting in there. But it's as simple as going on to Google, going onto Pinterest and putting high protein meals, high protein breakfast, high protein lunches. You want to make sure that you're prioritizing protein first and then filling in the carbs and the fats. And again, carbs are not bad, fats are not bad, but protein is what's going to help you get to your goal and stay there. So the biggest resources I would say is finding the foods that you like that you can eat on repeat, and then creating your own family's meal plan. That would be if your family loves chicken, have chicken all the time. If they like steak, if they like pasta, that's great. But finding the meals that help fit your goals that you can eat and repeat and make it easy, and things that you like. No one wants to starve. No one wants to eat food they don't like for the rest of their life. So there are so many options for you that it just takes a little bit of time to learn the foods that fuel you best and then repeat.
Yeah, and the third piece to this beyond food, so you're tracking your fitness, your food, the underlying really push or subconscious push to eat bad, gain weight is generally mental, and a lot of it comes from stress. And so what I'd recommend is getting an easy app. I personally use Headspace or Calm that you could do a daily meditation. Now, if you don't want to pay for anything, I get it. Like go on Spotify, iTunes, you can find a million different meditations. I used one on Amazon Music for years before I started getting Headspace. But I will tell you this, that if you are interested in doing these apps, they're super user-friendly. Some people have religious concerns about them. I'll tell you, they're 100% secular. You couldn't get more secular than these things. And honestly, they're great. And you can kind of determine the time. So if you start with Headspace, you could try a 3-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute meditation, whatever works for you. And so on mine right now, I currently do 10 to 12 minutes a day. That's just my battle rhythm. And it helps me to kind of make sure that I reset in the middle of the day. I'll also tell you this, because we checked before we started recording. If you need want a 30-day code, if you send us an email before, I can send 30-day free passes to Headspace until they tell me I can't. So send me an email, first come, first serve, and you can send that to through the website, or you can send it to my email, which is jim@slaydragons.org. Now, one other note too of why these things are important is, the holidays are over, but there's still stress. I know earlier today we were talking before this, I literally lost like 2 years worth of work in an app that I use for my church stuff, like literally died and it didn't back up. So sometimes you just need to get some headspace, right? You need some calm to be able to continue to function and know it's going to be okay. You might not be losing data like that, but you might lose something like your mind, or just get frustrated with a teenager or a child. Having this headspace builds up your ability to respond appropriately in those situations and not kill anybody or smash your iPad in my case. So with that, we'll go to our next point.
Right. And the mental piece is the stress reduction. So a lot of times when you're trying to get healthy, having high stress is going to raise your cortisol levels, which makes your body hold on to fat. And so we want to reduce that, like Jim's saying, with meditation or through supplementation. We have great ones that we can recommend. But the final piece, we're just talking about making sure that you have a plan with your partner. So if you guys are going to make a menu for the week, you're going to try to go on 3 walks this week. You're going to only have wine on Friday night. The communication that you can have with your partner and utilizing all these resources. So say, for instance, you get the bigger, faster, stronger, you get the leaner, faster, stronger. You both are going to read it. You're going to have a weekly time where you talk about it. One, that's building your health, but it's also building your connection with your spouse. So yes, these are very individualized apps and books and plans and searches that you can do, but we want to make sure that you're doing this as a couple, because one of the biggest hindrances to getting healthy can be our partner, right? We've shared this before. One partner's trying to run marathons, the other one's, wanting to have donuts every day, which sometimes those actually can coincide. If you are a runner, you can probably eat a bunch of donuts. However, getting on the same page with your partner not only helps the process be smoother, but it helps build a connection. When you can do things together, it's building a bond. So you want to make sure that you're having a personalized plan. Like I have my fitness goals, Jim has his fitness goals, but we are both on the same page as far as we do coordinate certain things. Like what days are we going to go out to eat? How are we going to get our workouts in? Especially when we first had our unexpected 4th blessing, we had to, I call it pass the potato, right? We had to coordinate who was going to the gym on what days. So depending on how full your life is and how full your schedule is, getting on the same page with your partner will just make this process easier. And then you're creating a healthy lifestyle that one you have together, but you're also modeling it for your children, for your parents, for your friends. And, we're spreading that health and wellness all around us.
And I do have one point I missed when I was making the book recommendations, and this kind of goes to all of the topics we've talked about. Anodea Judith, that's Anodea, and Judith, has 2 spectacular books that deal with kind of fitness and the spiritual aspect of what impacts our fitness. One is called Eastern Body, Western Mind. It's awesome. It is a large book, but it is spectacular. Eastern Body, Western Mind. And the other one is called Wheels of Life. So again, Wheels of Life or Eastern Body, Western Mind. What she looks at is that sometimes we'll have recurring conditions or recurring challenges that are really spiritual in nature. And I like to bring the spirituality piece to all these things because usually it's neglected. We're like, oh man, if I just read my Bible and pray, I'm totally good. And usually that doesn't work out well. So this is another aspect that we can explore and say like, hey, maybe you do need to pray about something or work on forgiveness in your life or forgiveness of another person. You never know what it could be. However, this is just an option out there for those who are wishing to explore the spiritual nature, which there definitely is, in my opinion, of some chronic illnesses or health challenges or even fitness challenges, the inability to lose some weight. Well, what's that from? So it could be psychological, could be spiritual, could be physical. We don't know, but it's better to hit any problem from multiple angles than just one.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, we all want you to just be your healthiest self, have your best energy, have the best relationship you can, and do that in a healthy way. So if you have any questions, need any help, one, I do this full time. I coached over 100 people last year, getting them healthy and strong and keeping it off. These are not fad diets. These are lifestyle changes, just habits that we create to create and maintain healthy living and live a long, healthy life. No one wants to get old and frail. They want to get old and live a well life. And so what we're doing now will show up in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. So we want to make sure that we're making our best choices. So please reach out with any health concerns, any fitness tips you need. You can reach us at the Just Ask Podcast on Instagram. And we would also love to hear any ideas for any future episodes. We love sharing this content with you. We love helping you guys have great and amazing lives. And we're just so thankful for you listening today.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Bye, guys.